Hey friends, it's Thor Diekow, and it's another edition of This Week on Blu-ray and DVD. We've got a lot to choose from this week. We start with Neil Blomkamp's science fiction action thriller, and yes, he's telling us another dystopian tale of the near future, along the same lines as District 9 and Elysium. This is Chappie, and in the future, the streets are patrolled by a mechanized police force. Now, one police droid named Chappie is stolen and given new programming, and he develops the ability to think and feel for himself, essentially becoming like a small child. Dev Patel is the programmer here and the developer, and Charlton Copley, who was sensational in District 9, actually did the motion capture for Chappie, and he gives a very good performance in this one. Now, it does have its flaws, I will say, although it has a rip-roaring soundtrack with a lot of cool electronic beats mixed in with classic sort of science fiction themes, courtesy of Hans Zimmer, and the performances were great. It actually had a lot of comedy, and the action was stunning and sensational. So it may not have had the sort of political intrigue of District 9, but I still enjoyed Chappie. I thought it was better than Elysium. Also has a great supporting cast that includes Sigourney Weaver and Hugh Jackman, and the Blu-ray has bonus materials with an alternate ending and 9 behind-the-scenes featurettes that looks at Chappie, the robot himself, casting and motion capture, and a look at the stunts, high-action stunt sequences. All right, check that one out if you like the sci-fi action thrillers. Liam Neeson is back in a new one called Run All Night, and this is a crime thriller about a Brooklyn mobster and a prolific hitman named Jimmy Conlon, played by Liam Neeson, who does whatever he can to protect his son. Also stars Joel Kinnaman, Vincent D'Onofrio, Ed Harris, and Common. And, you know, this is basically Liam doing what he does best. It's sort of a B-movie at its core. Some interesting action sequences. The screenplay needed a bit of work, but I loved the performances. Joel Kinnaman is a sensational actor, so everyone here is at their gritty best, and you can see the look of the film has a real kind of noir quality to it. So that one might be right up your alley. Also, we're talking foreign films right now, and this was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the last Oscars. We're talking Wild Tales, and this comes to us from Argentina, produced by the great Almodovar, and it's an entertaining and jaw-dropping film about rage, fury, deception, revenge. It's basically a pastiche of 6 stories about people crossing the line into madness when they are faced with perceived injustice. It looks at a lover's betrayal, a return to a repressed past, and the violence woven into everyday encounters that drives characters to lose control. It's a fascinating character study. It doesn't seem like it could be funny, but there's plenty of room for black humor in this one. But just an excellent, well-thought-out screenplay with some sensational performances and some twists that will just leave you astounded. So Wild Tales, one of the finest foreign films to come out last year. You definitely want to check this one out. It is good stuff all around. TV is the talk now, and the Newsroom is signing off one final time with Atlantic cable news anchor Will McAvoy in the 3rd and final season of the hit HBO show, created and co-written by Aaron Sorkin. Now, in this 3rd season, the staff of Newsnight faces 2 explosive situations: the possibility of a hostile takeover of the network and leaked classified government documents that unleash a firestorm of legal proportions that threaten to topple the careers of a couple professionals there. This season was great because it looked at all kinds of things that are ripped right from the headlines. I mean, the opening is set against the backdrop of the Boston Marathon, looks at privacy issues, social media, 24-hour news cycles, and the issue with citizen journalism resulting in the dissemination of misinformation. I always enjoyed the Newsroom. It struggled to sort of find its ground after a while. It did have a special audience, though, and as someone who works in media, I found it utterly compelling. It was a bit over the top at times. The campiness of some of the characters really shone through, but Jeff Daniels did such an amazing job as Will McAvoy. So there you go, 3 seasons. You can get them all as one set, or you can get a season 3 out right now on Blu-ray and DVD. And we've got a couple of animated movies to tell you about. Ghibli is back with the Disney treatment. Spirited Away is getting the Blu-ray release right now, and this was the Oscar winner for Best Animated feature in 2002, and it's about a young girl whose parents mysteriously get transformed into pigs. I always love that opening scene. And so she has to travel to a world of strange spirits to basically free herself and return her family to the outside world. One of the best that Ghibli has put out ever, Spirited Away from Hayao Miyazaki. A true classic. Get it now in high def. And also available from Ghibli, The Cat returns. You may not have heard about this one, but it's about a schoolgirl who's bored with her ordinary routine. She saves the life of an unusual cat, and then suddenly her world is transformed beyond anything she ever could have imagined. For the first time ever on Disney Blu-ray, get it now, The Cat Returns, and it's full of great celebrity voices. Oh, look how cute that little kitty is. All right, that's it, people. I'm Thor Daicow. Don't forget, you can catch me on social media on Twitter at Thor Daicow. Let me know what you thought of these titles. We'll see you next week on breakfasttelevision.ca.